Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to a report by Al Jazeera, the United States State Department has announced a new round of direct bilateral talks between Israel and Lebanon, scheduled to take place in Washington, D.C. on June 23 and 25, 2023, and 25, 2026. The announcement came shortly after Israel and Hezbollah declared a renewed ceasefire in Lebanon. Ongoing hostilities had threatened to derail the broader U.S.-Iran Memorandum of Understanding aimed at ending the regional conflict. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio spoke with Lebanese President Joseph Aoun, emphasizing that these direct negotiations represent the only viable path to economic recovery, reconstruction, and ending the recurring cycles of violence. Although Israel and Lebanon held previous rounds of direct talks in April and June, those meetings did not include Hezbollah, which has severely hindered meaningful diplomatic progress on the ground. The U.S.-Iran peace agreement guarantees Lebanon's territorial integrity, but persistent clashes have drawn criticism from U.S. President Donald Trump, who urged an end to the fighting. According to Al Jazeera, Iran's Deputy Foreign Minister Saeed Khatibzadeh stated that Tehran is ready to proceed step by step with a diplomatic deal with the United States, provided Washington demonstrates seriousness and ensures that Israel abides by the terms of the signed Memorandum of Understanding, MOU. These remarks follow the cancellation of scheduled talks between the U.S. and Iran in Switzerland, as well as the cancellation of U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance's planned trip. Reports suggest the suspension of talks was triggered by intense clashes between Israel and Hezbollah in southern Lebanon, which resulted in dozens of casualties. Khatibzadeh condemned the Israeli attacks, warning of serious and immediate consequences. He emphasized that under Article 1 of the MOU, ending the war in Lebanon is essential to achieving a broader regional ceasefire. Additionally, Khatibzadeh noted that any final agreement must release all frozen Iranian funds and outlined future management plans for the Strait of Hormuz. Both Hezbollah and Israel's ambassador to the U.S. have expressed conditional commitments to maintaining a ceasefire if the other side complies. According to a report from Liberty Times, US President Donald Trump announced that he plans to make official visits to Turkey and China later this year. Trump shared the news during a speech at Joint Base Andrews in Maryland, where he was showcasing a Boeing 747 passenger jet gifted by Qatar to join the Air Force One fleet. President Trump noted that Chinese President Xi Jinping is scheduled to visit the United States in September, and a subsequent trip to China will be arranged for a major conference held there. This announcement signals key upcoming diplomatic engagements for the U.S. administration with both Ankara and Beijing. According to the Epoch Times, the U.S. Pentagon's Office of Strategic Capital, OSC, announced on June 18th that it has signed a $725 million conditional loan commitment with Energy Fools, a leading U.S. critical minerals company. This funding, combined with additional private capital, is aimed at supporting the construction of a brand new, state-of-the-art domestic rare earth separation and metallization processing facility in the United States. This initiative is part of a broader strategy under President Trump's directive to secure a resilient domestic supply chain for rare earths and critical minerals, thereby reducing U.S. reliance on China. Traditionally focused on uranium production, Energy Fools is expanding its operations into midstream rare earth processing. This development is expected to directly support permanent magnet production facilities and improve critical supply chains for defense and industrial products. Currently, China controls approximately 70% of global rare earth mining and 90% of processing, frequently threatening to restrict exports. This loan commitment represents a vital step for the U.S. in building a robust mine-to-magnet supply chain. According to CBS News, The United States men's soccer team has secured a spot in the round of 32 at the 2026 FIFA World Cup, following a dominant 2-0 victory over Australia in Seattle. Despite playing without star midfielder Christian Pulisic, who missed the match due to a calf injury, the U.S. team controlled the game from the start. The scoring opened in the 11th minute when Australia's Cameron Burgess accidentally deflected a pass from U.S. forward Folarin Balogun into his own net. Shortly before halftime, in the 43rd minute, U.S. right back Alex Freeman doubled the lead by heading in a rebound off the Australian defensive line. With this win, the United States leads Group G with 6 points, following their initial 4-1 victory over Paraguay. The U.S. team will face Turkey in their final group stage match on June 25 at SoFi Stadium in California. Meanwhile, Australia remains on 3 points and will likely need at least a draw in their final match against Paraguay to advance to the knockout stage. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.